Scarpins Avenue.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Sklar Country, the virus edition, aka one egg, four legs,
AKA two brains,
no champagne,
no champagnes,
aka two brains, Lake Champlain,
AKA two brothers, no Dr. Joyce brothers.
There we go.
AKA two fellows, no mellow yellows. AKA two guys, no surprise. AKA two bros.
Someone else had some good ones.
No garden hose.
Oh my God. Two Sklars, no bars. We love you guys. Thank you so much for your response to yesterday's episode.
True.
And we got a special treat for you today. Leading into the first break, a little voicemail from our good friend, the good Reverend Dr. Christopher Stackhouse. So excited about that. We'll let you know more about that then. And we just appreciate you. I'm so glad that this podcast is getting out to as many people as it is. Please share it with people. Rate it, review it on iTunes. That's a great way to keep it up in the mix.
Someone told me this is their dishwashing podcast.
Yeah.
They're like, I see a stack of dishes, and I'm like, I got Sklar Country, the virus edition. I'm good.
We're going to tackle this.
Pile them up. I don't care.
We go tackle this.
Take the thing that you... So if you have
Use
a thing
us
in
as
your
the
life,
battering ram to just destroy the thing you don't want to do.
if you got a closet that needs to be cleaned out, if you've got wires that need to be untangled, if you've got a garage that needs to be swept,
If you got dishes that need to be done, if you
We'll
got
take you
laundry that need to be folded, Sklar Country, the virus edition will get you through.
we'll take you there.
And with that, we offer you first up an insane story.
This story is crazy.
A British man who fell into an abandoned well and broke his leg on the island of Bali. So people are still falling into wells. That's still a
To
thing.
me, if you're not looking back for a past that's coming over your shoulder, there should be no reason that you fall into a well.
Let me tell you where I would accept someone falling into a well. A kid who does not know better, doesn't understand their own weight distribution. It's a tall well, and they're leaning down to see what's in it. They can't see what's in it, and they go too far over the edge.
So I saw recently a video of adult baby. Was it Baby Faye? The girl who
She's
fell,
an adult now?
she's an adult now.
No.
She fell down into a well. And
She
now
fell down a well.
and she talks about it.
What does she say?
She just talked about how that was like such an iconic moment, and it was.
Baby Faye
fell down into
She
a
fell
well.
down a well. I mean, the thing in the well from Radio Days, the Woody Allen movie, the kid who falls in the well and dies.
Right.
That's like super sad. But like people used to
Doug
fall.
Benson's joke.
Doug Benson's joke.
God bless Doug Benson. We're fans of this joke. We requested it for years. Whenever we'd be
It's an
performing.
impression of a girl
Who's fallen down into a well.
but doesn't understand the gravity of her situation. This is the impression of a girl who's fallen down a well but doesn't understand the gravity of her situation. I'm gonna get some candy. Doug Benson, love you, buddy. This is a grown man.
Grown
Jay.
man fell into a well.
Fell into a.
Oh, he fell into a well.
Wait, at what point do you, and I'm serious here, do you blame the well, the way it's made? Because we all think of a well as like circular stones
Rising up out of the ground.
There's a little peaked roof with a bucket, a thing that rolls a bucket to go down. Like it feels like that would be hard to fall into.
Right.
Again, unless you're a kid looking down, you don't realize your own weight, you're top heavy, you go down the well.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
You can't just run and fall into that. So my thing is like, can we blame the well
for being disguised.
Yeah, that
and
it's just
hidden
a
within
hole
ground.
in the ground that
Yeah.
if you're not looking, you're going to go down into a 13-foot freaking well.
So isn't there a phrase? He went
I
to
don't
the
blame
well.
the well.
He went to the well one too many times.
He went to the well once, which was one too many times.
That's what I mean. They use that to describe like pitchers who are like, "Let me throw.
Yeah, let me throw
fastball."
one more fastball. He went to the well too many times. One too many times,
too many
and he got burned by it.
He got burned.
This guy was one time. Let me get into it a little bit more because you might be asking, why would he fall down in the well?
Maybe he's an actor and he needed to break a leg before a performance.
Nope. This is even crazier.
Grown
He
man.
fell down in the well while being chased by a wild dog on Indonesia's tourist island of Bali and has been rescued after being trapped in there for a week, police said. Okay, my wife and I went to Bali for our honeymoon. Beautiful, gorgeous, volcanoes, beaches, forests. It's
Amazing.
incredible. I mean, roaming around is a beautiful island. There's a way to do it where you spend a lot of money. There's a way to do it where you don't spend a lot of money. You can spend a lot of time in Bali.
Right.
And the people are so nice. Our friend Eric Friedman told
The best story. He went.
I give him all the credit in the world. All the glory to Eric Friedman now.
glory to Eric.
Okay, we gave glory to Doug Benson, glory to Eric Friedman. He went on his own. He went out, and I now can never hear the song any differently. He wanted to experience life with Balinese locals. That's who he wanted to experience it with. So he went on a boat out to an island where there was a party where young people were hanging out.
Sure.
He was with Balinese locals. This is the way you're supposed to travel. Traveled on his own. I think he went by himself to Bali. He's out there. There's a campfire, and they're, of course, singing American songs because what else would you do in that instance? You're around a
American
campfire.
songs are ubiquitous around the world.
So someone started singing the Red Hot Chili Peppers Under the Bridge. And the thing he realized is that people in Bali pronounce their P's
As Fs.
like F's. So at the very beginning of that song,
Which is a very dramatic beginning, and it leads up to...
sometimes I feel like I don't have a partner. He could not.
That's
He
comedy
lost
gold.
it. He lost it.
That is comedy gold. I cannot hear that song and not do that, and then when it gets to the chorus, do it as if it was a chorus of cats.
Meow 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 meow.
Is where I drew some blood.
Meow 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 meow.
Meow, meow,
I
meow.
could not get enough. So this dude was chased by a wild dog.
Jeez.
I'm sure he was taunting the dog. I did see some wild dogs when I was in Bali. Saw a lot more monkeys. The monkeys freaked me out more because the monkeys had no fear.
And monkeys are like us.
Yes.
Like you see a monkey and you're like, you know what I'm saying. Like I could be talking about you.
Talk to a dog and you're like, he doesn't know what I'm saying. He doesn't
saying.
get what I'm saying. But a monkey, you're like, he doesn't. He does.
knows what I'm saying.
He knows what I'm saying.
Monkey know what I'm talking
Like,
about.
you can't have this food. And the monkey's like, monkey's like, yes,
Yes,
I
I can. Or the monkey will make a facial expression that to you
Yeah, the monkey will be like,
feels so like is that monkey throwing me shade from a look? Like yes, you are super aware of monkey behaviors.
But the dogs I saw there were super calm. Again, monkeys scared me. Dogs, all right? People were feeding the monkeys. That's not a cool thing to do because it just changes. It makes it more difficult for them to blur the line. That's where someone gets their face
once
with
a monkey knows it can get food from a people.
Who told us the story of the safari? You're going to know this. Like, I don't know where the safari was, or Busch Gardens, or somewhere where you could drive around the park and there were animals. It's like Tiger King, really,
Right.
when
Sure,
you think
sure,
about it.
sure,
But I
sure.
think it was in America where there were monkeys. And somebody was on a tour with other people.
Right.
And this guy was leaning out. I think he had like a candy bar or something, and a monkey came right up to a chimpanzee.
Took the candy bar and
Took
slapped
the
him in
candy
the
out,
face.
slapped him in the face.
Yeah.
So the guy slapped the monkey in the face.
Yeah.
And then the monkey ran away. I was like, bold move for the guy to slap the monkey back in the face. That's stupid.
God.
By the way, you don't have to win that argument. Monkey can take your thing.
You leave out.
You lost a Hershey bar. Who cares?
You'll live to eat another candy bar another day.
Maybe this is the wild dog in Bali getting back at humans for what the monkey got slapped on that safari right there.
Maybe.
Okay?
Who knows?
At any rate, if you treated the animals on the island with respect, they usually return the favor. You shouldn't be chased by wild dogs, which leads me to believe that.
What did you do? That's
right.
what I say. What did you do that caused this dog to want to go after you?
I feel like he taunted him. Jacob Roberts, 29, stumbled into the nearly empty 13-foot deep concrete well and was unable to get out for 6 days until a farmer in Pikatu Village,
Hey,
heard,
I love Pokemon.
heard his cries for help on Saturday. Officers said that was lucky. That was lucky that you're on a farm and they're going to need water
So
at some point.
day 4, where you're down there and no one's coming, you're like,
Freaking out.
This is where I die.
Right.
This is where I die.
Mr. Roberts, who had been on holiday in Bali since March. Translation,
there
he's
too long.
single and he doesn't have a job.
Single, doesn't have a job, or he's just he's 29, so he's not just.
I'm going
out
to
of
tell
school.
you all you need to know about this guy right now. You ready?
He's Australian.
Nope. He holds a Ukrainian passport and a UK driver's license. All right?
There he is. So this guy just
He's from all over.
He's from everywhere. He's international. He's gone to Bali just to hang out for months.
And now he's got a story to tell for anyone who's willing to listen. Villagers had passed him food and water and tried to help by throwing him rope, but he said he couldn't be pulled up because of his injuries. So how did he ultimately get up, you ask?
That is exactly.
I'm going to tell you. He wouldn't take the rope. Mr. Suai said a team from a local search and rescue agency wearing personal protective equipment because of the coronavirus. So now they're dealing with that too.
Yes.
Went down into the well and lifted Mr. Roberts out late on Saturday, took him to a nearby hospital for treatment. You can't even hug these guys because of corona. All right? He told authorities that he'd been trying to evade a wild dog that chased him. Evade? He's not going after your taxes.
Yeah, you know.
I mean, if you've been there since March, let me guess you didn't pay your taxes.
You've been evading your life
That's
back
right.
in whatever country you're from.
Mr. Soai said he survived by only drinking the water in the well, and I would just add a considerable amount of his own piss.
Yeah,
I would
his
add
own
that,
urine's
too.
in there. Bear Grylls style.
How much did the Balinese team who rescued him reprimand him, Jay? That's my question to you.
Look where you're running. Look where you're going.
Look where you're going.
I mean, is that a lawsuit he can file?
Can you imagine this guy trying to outrun the dog? Just zigzag, serpentining around, zigzagging. And let's talk about the psychological damage on the dog.
Right.
He's running after this guy. He's chasing after this
Then
dog.
the guy disappears.
Just disappears. Into the ground, swallows him up. As a dog, that's got to mess with you. You're like, I can't go anywhere. You are fearful that the ground monster will swallow you up.
Or you're like, humans have magical powers that I didn't even know of.
That's
so
right.
How dare I chase anything?
This dog's now going to be super tentative. He should be a wild dog that should be allowed to chase people around if they taunt it. Not going to do that anymore.
Nope.
Lesson in this whole story is this. If your passport doesn't match your driver's license and you've been on vacation since March, don't engage wild dogs.
Why would
You're
you ever?
playing on house money. Don't engage wild dogs. Am I right?
Or if you're gonna engage a wild dog, be prepared to fall into a well.
There you
That
go.
is like, that's wild dog 101. If you're gonna you mess with the dog, you're in the bottom of a well.
You're going Indonesia.
Indonesia. Yes.
Indo-grounda.
There goes your niches.
There goes his broken nieces.
Right.
All right. That's our first story. Let's take a
Insane.
break. Insanity story. Going to break right now. We teased it before. We reached out and spoke to the great Reverend Dr. Christopher Stackhouse. What an awesome dude. He listens to this podcast to help him unwind.
He also connects, what I love is with not just the stuff we've been saying about the protests and
About
trying to
quarantine.
move forward and
Yeah.
have progress after the tragedy of George Floyd.
No, he checks out of the difficult things that he has to deal with just to get a break.
he enjoys that he
He
quoted,
I cut a you hair.
I cut a you hair. I cut a you hair. He was familiar with that. So he connected with the comedy, and then of course he connected with Randy's battle on nextdoor.com. And
So
battle
we
with
reached
the
out
people.
to him and asked him if he would deliver a voicemail that we'll play right now.
A sermon, if you will, for our very own
He does.
Sklar Country of the Virus
It is
Edition.
so sweet. So here's what I want you to do, because he was so sweet to give us his time and he did it. I want everyone on here who's listening to follow him. He's got
Follow him on
He's
Twitter.
got 30 followers on Twitter. I want him over 1,000. You guys got it. I want him over 5,000. Everybody who's on here who's on Twitter.
He's freshly on Twitter.
Dr._Stackhouse. And he's going to ask you a question at the end of this thing, whether
And
or not you
on
think,
Twitter you can respond.
you can
to him.
answer where you think how deep his Southern accent is. I love him, and I'm so happy he did this. So here's the voicemail from Reverend Dr. Christopher Stackhouse, and we'll be right back after this break.
What up, Randy? What up, Jason? This is Chris Stackhouse, that Baptist preacher in the South who just did George Floyd's eulogy last Saturday. If you hear crying, I just want you to know that's not me. That's my 4-week-old twin girls. I'm raising twins while I'm sending a voicemail to twins. Anyway, Randy, listen, I had to mention your daughters in the eulogy of George Floyd because I just wanted them to know, and perhaps maybe the broader audience of the world to know, that small gestures still matter. And see, that's how those who traffic in hate silence us. They convince us that what we're doing doesn't matter, so stop. That what you're doing is so insignificant to bring about the change the world needs, so you might as well just stop. And that's how they silence us. But we cannot afford to be silenced. We cannot afford to give up, because people deserve to be treated with equality. And the more of us that join in that chorus of saying people deserve to be treated with equality, then the more they'll see that small gestures lead to big and significant changes. So y'all keep doing what you're doing on the West Coast. We'll keep doing what we're doing on the East Coast, and we'll see how change can come about all across our nation. I guess one last thing I have to wonder is, I always wonder when I'm talking to people that are not in the South, how much of a Southern drawl I have. Like, is it like on a scale of 1 to 10, like a 1, like I can barely hear it, or a 10, like, wow, it's so heavy, I need subtitles. Like where do I fall? Am I like closer to a 1 or closer to a 10? I'm on Twitter now, so get on and let me know. I mean, I may regret doing this, but yeah, just go to Dr. Stackhouse. That's STACK House. And just let me know. Let me know where my Southern drawl is. Is it 1, barely there? Or is it 10, so heavy that I need subtitles to understand you? Either way it goes, Sklar Brothers, keep doing what you're doing. I appreciate it. God bless you.
Let it say, let it say.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. We want to thank everyone who has subscribed to our YouTube page, Sklar Country, the YouTube page.
Such good stuff on there.
A bunch of new stuff. Okendo Quest for Cooperstown, the Okendo special we did. The only time our dad was ever on television. And if you wanted to understand our relationship with our father, it's in that first
It's
segment.
so cool to watch. I watch it over and over. It breathes new life. He comes back to life every time we see it.
In a beautiful way.
So check that out. That's youtube.com and look up Sklar Country. Then subscribe to that. Tool around and watch the videos. It's good stuff.
I want to
and it helps
mention,
out.
this is also coming up. We're going to be on a TV show called the
Tournament of
of Laughs. It's going to be on TBS.
Listen who's on part of this show. We're so excited. Hosted by Jason Sudeikis, who we know, who is hilarious. Love him. Here, who is like basically 32
Comedians compete in a NCAA style. Compete is a loose term. We've all done bits, and they'll be pitted against each other, and someone will advance.
Someone will win this tournament.
32, round of 16, then Elite 8, then Final Four,
then the
finals.
semifinals, and then the championship.
Right.
It's 5 rounds. If you make it through 5 rounds and you win the whole thing, that's what it is. But it's good, and all you guys can vote for us, which would be a wonderful thing to do. But we did 2 bits for the first 2 rounds, and if we move past them, we'll go to the 3rd round. Here's who's in it, just to let you know. Like, amazing people, friends of ours you know. Jeff Ross, Triumph the Insult Comic, Jim Norton, Josh Wolf, Sarah Tiana, Mateo Lane, Beth Snelling, who else?
Moshe Kasher,
Natasha Leggero, Gilbert Godfrey, who else? Just Margaret Cho.
it's incredible.
It's insane the number of people and the level of people and the quality of people that are in this thing. It's going to be amazing. So Tournament of Laughs, that's Sunday,
June
21st. Now, what they're going to
10 p.m. East, I think.
Right, 10 p.m. Eastern time. What they're going to do is split it up. So they'll do the first 16 the first week. We may not be in that first week, just to let you know. But it's gonna
worth
be fun.
watching.
Worth watching. And then the next 16 the next week.
Just check it out. Throw it into your DVR.
And do what you can to vote for us. Text whatever you can, and because we'd love to move on. And that's it. Let's jump into this next story.
Okay,
Okay.
let's do it. Yep.
Now, we covered a similar story on Dumb People Town, but this is really funny because you have a dumb person and a great person.
Right.
This is one of those stories where you are
One of
shown
each.
how to behave and how not to behave.
Precisely,
all right? The story
yes.
has everything. Here we go. A villager has been applauded after returning bags of rubbish to a woman who was caught on camera dumping them on the side of the road.
There you go.
Dumping their trash on the side of the road. The incident unfolded in nearby Cheshire villages of Malpas and No Man's Heath. Can you imagine you lived in No Man's Heath?
Where are you, man?
I'm in No Man's Heath, dude.
Although Heath Bar, man.
Videos of Simon Gordon collecting the fly-tipped waste. I don't know what that means.
Well, you know, my name is Simon.
And dropping off at the woman's home had been viewed tens of thousands of times on Facebook. And
Good
Facebook,
on you, brother.
Facebook is the way you would view it tens of thousands of times.
Yes.
Simon, well, you know, my name is Simon. 33. And from Malpas saw pictures on Facebook of a woman getting out of her Nissan Juke. Of course, she was in a Juke, trying to juke out.
You trying to juke the system?
You trying to juke out the townsfolk of No Man's Heath?
You're not going to do it.
Not here. Leaving 2 bags of rubbish in shrubbery in a car park in the village. So you're just going to carefully just drop
Throw it
that
into
into
the
a little.
shrubs?
Of
You
course.
you can't find a dumpster to drop this into?
Okay.
Unreal.
Because putting garbage in your own trash can is walking out of your house the 50 steps to put it in your own trash can.
So much harder than driving around
too
and
much.
finding some bushes to lay
To
it
drive
into.
to another town.
So this person either had too much stuff in their trash cans and couldn't deal with it.
Save it in your garage.
Save your rubbish for next week.
Talk to your nice neighbors and say, hey, can I put this in your thing this week? Are you high or low this week? That's what you don't drive it 30 minutes away and drop it into the thing.
This person might not have a house. They might live in the Nissan Juke.
I don't think so. She doesn't care where she dumps her garbage. This is what this is. Think about that, Jay.
Yep.
She thinks that the world is her
Is her
rubbish
trash
bin,
bin.
right?
Right.
With zero thought of her consequences.
Look, we used to throw trash on the ground. I mean, that was what the world did a long time ago. Then we got better. We learned,
Remember we were walking in New York? I mean, this is 94. We're living in New York City,
Yes.
walking in New York, and some woman threw a coffee cup at a trash can in New York. And we lived there. This is right downstairs from where we lived. And she clearly was a tourist, threw a thing and then just kept on walking. And you walked up to her and you're like, you missed.
Yeah.
Missed.
I said, you missed.
You missed.
You missed.
Go back and pick it up and go put it in.
Yeah, I'm like, we live here. You missed. And I shamed her into picking it up. It's kind of awesome.
I love the guy. He just wanted to make sure she wasn't away from her belongings. I
Yeah,
love her.
oh,
He cares about her.
I'm Simon, and you left this rubbish in our shrubbery.
After fellow Malpas resident Alicia Percival. Well, these are like Dickens characters.
Or like
Alicia-
Percival could be a show on CBS on Sunday nights. After The Good Wife.
About a nun who is also a serial killer.
Yeah,
Percival. Shared the photos of the Malpas Village on the Malpas Village Facebook page. The woman was recognized as a resident of No Man's Heath.
You can't bring your No Man's Heath garbage.
to Malpas.
Get it out of our. I mean, this has got to be like.
Not in my backyard, Malpas.
Yeah.
This is not a sustainable model. Do you think you can just keep taking your garbage and throw it in there? You can't.
Not in No Man's Heath.
Not in my man's Heath. Realizing the woman had traveled 2 miles, she didn't ride 30 minutes, 2 miles.
2 miles.
To leave the litter. Simon decided to take the rubbish back and filmed his work in videos, which have now gone
course,
down.
they've gone viral.
Yeah, they're a
Yes.
treat on social media.
Yes.
You won't get a lot of people disliking these videos, okay?
No.
Plus, there's a beginning, middle, and end. You pick
Right.
up the trash, you drive it back, you drop
Drop
it
it
off.
off.
There's a beginning,
There's
middle,
your
and end.
story.
Accountability,
Yeah.
which, by the way, is at the root of this whole story.
Right.
It's accountability. People aren't accountable for the things they do. When
So this is actually
This is it.
So relevant to what's going on in our world right now, which is if you don't see the outcome of your bad behavior, then to many people they're just going to keep doing it. But if it comes back on you,
if your garbage that you put out in the world gets thrust back at you, think about
that's what's happening right now to people who are racists.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's happening right now to cops they're like, look, there's no consequence. There's nothing that's going to come back to me
because
if
at
I
the
do this
very
thing.
top there's no consequence.
There's no consequence.
There's the very top there's no.
But if you force a consequence, now you got to live with it.
It's time to bring the garbage back, everybody.
That's it.
And I know the Reverend Dr. Christopher Stackhouse would be like, let's bring
Bring
the
the
garbage
garbage
back. Take that garbage back to No Man's Heath. Drop it on this woman's lawn. She must be made accountable.
That's right.
This man said she must be missing it, so I'll just take it back to her.
Of course.
That's when it's fun to assume things. I'm assuming she misplaced it.
She forgot this.
I'm sure she'll be really happy when we return it, like you're returning her missing dog.
Or her baby.
Ma'am, you're going to be so happy to see us. We found it.
We found your garbage.
You can thank us later.
I'm just going to dump it on your lawn so you know what you have.
Just take that tack as far as you can. Please,
yeah.
ma'am. Please do not give us any baked
Honestly,
goods.
we don't
want the baked good. We just
Please.
want.
I just
honestly,
want to dump this garbage over your
the
lawn.
look
so you
on
know
your
that-
face.
Let's just make sure it's all here. So I'm just going to sprinkle this all over your lawn.
The look on your face is worth it.
enough.
Is gift enough to us? Is the work on your face? Am I right?
The work on your face and the look on your face.
She left in Malpas. She lives in No Man's Heath, so we're going to send it back to her.
Right.
I think he meant to said. We're going to send it her back. I think he meant to say we're going to send it back to her.
But
But
fine,
then again,
who cares?
he can say whatever he wants
He can
as long
make
as he dumps
mistakes.
it on the front lawn.
He's doing the right thing.
After tracking down her house, Simon added, "I'm excited now. I found the house with the car on the drive."
So he recognized the car.
It's just the guy I am. Once you spot the car, this is like a low rent publisher's clearinghouse. You knock on the door, you've got the big
Look what I have for
quote
you.
unquote novelty check, and then you do it. He
Look.
didn't really get that confrontational. He put the rubbish bags behind the gate on the woman's drive and then said it was a job well done.
Yeah.
I hope he said it to her. I don't think he did.
Too nice,
Or a note on the garbage that says, job well done. Here you go. Thought you missed.
Right.
This is what you
missed.
said. You missed. You missed your own trash can
Right.
and drove it 2 miles this way and dumped it in our car park. You missed.
You threw it and you missed.
I say drop one bag of your own trash in there as well that she has to go through and look at it, inspect it, and say, wait a minute, this is my trash.
Right.
Make her waste some of her precious time.
Please.
I just love that people are reuniting their belongings back together. It just makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. He's being funny.
He's being funny.
He's being funny.
He's making a joke out of it, and I like
Now,
it.
her neighbors across the street actually clapped when I did it. That should tell you everything you need to know about this gal.
Hate her.
Right? That tells you all you need to know
When your
about them.
neighbors are thrilled that someone is standing up to you
When
and
they
shaming
clap.
you, it's clapping.
She is the type of woman that will complain about the height of a fence that doesn't border her yard.
Right. That's diagonal and down the street.
She's going to call the police on a block party.
Yep.
A block party.
Yes.
Nobody else is complaining.
On
You're
her
gonna
own
complain.
block. Go outside and have some barbecue and shut up.
She will pick up dog poop from someone's lawn and then throw it over the fence of her neighbors because she can, quote, hear their TV.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. That's who this is.
She definitely measures how far people park from the curb and
Yeah.
then writes a lot of notes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? That's who this gal is.
And then she threw her garbage in the wrong place. She's been throwing her garbage out of her
That's
mouth
right.
and out of
That's
her
right.
system for years
Payback.
and years and years. And now it came back up on you. And that's what we have to do around the world, people.
Send people's garbage
right back
to 'em.
on them and say, look, there's a consequence. You don't like this. We don't want it.
Doesn't it feel good? I
Feels
feel
so
good
good.
after I hear that story. I
It's a
love
great
this
story.
guy.
And look, he handled himself with probably more restraint than I would have.
Way more, and I love him for how he handled it. It's inspiring to see that. And that's the show, guys. We love you. Again, follow Dr._Stackhouse.
Yes.
On Twitter.
Is it Dr. Christopher Stackhouse? Or
I
no?
think it's
Let's
Dr.
make sure.
Stackhouse. I'm going to look it up right now.
We're going to look it up right now because I want to make sure we get it right so that you can follow him. Again, we say stay socially distanced.
Someone wanted to call us the Faucet Fiddlers.
Faucet
Fiddlers is...
I'm down with that. We say stay distanced, go punch a water faucet, then go wash your hands. Stay socially distanced, but stay connected, stay protected, don't get infected.
Hold
And
on.
It is Dr.
Hold on, I'm going to find it.
He's going to find it.
I'm going to find it. Hold on.
In 1 second, this makes for great.
Here we go. It's at Dr._Stackhouse. At Dr._Stackhouse. Follow him. Let's give him 1,000 new followers. He'll be so happy. Love you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow.
La ti da, la ti da ti da ti da, la ti da da.